Hello. In today's lecture, we're going to review Lesson 3 of the Holy Season course from last December. This lesson presents two of our sequences, the Journey into Creation, Seed 1 through 81, and the Expedition to the Source, Seed 81 through 1. We'll be talking about those two, and we'll be using Thoth's words, reviewing what he said about all of this. But before we get started, I mentioned that today would be the day that I would give you information about the Phoenix Gate. So you can see the Phoenix Gate on the screen next to me. The Phoenix Gate is our new tool that utilizes all of the biotrinities, including the newest one, the threefold biotrinity. And we have learned the 9 flames of illumination that will be utilized with the Phoenix Gate. We anticipate receiving the Phoenix Gate within the next couple of weeks. It has taken longer and been more expensive to develop than we had anticipated, but we do anticipate now being able to receive it within the next couple of weeks. So we're going to go ahead and start taking orders for the Phoenix Gate at this time. Now, the price of the Phoenix Gate is $375, but we are doing an introductory offer, which is a 20% discount, which means the price is $300 for the Phoenix Gate. Call us if you want to order the Phoenix Gate. We know that many of you do want to order it, and we have that information, but we need to hear from you to find out how you want us to charge you for it and to verify the information for shipping and everything like that. So give us a call as soon as you can to let us know that you do want the Phoenix Gate. And then we will be shipping this to you as soon as we receive it. I'm sure there will be a process of initializing it first, but that shouldn't take us long. So we should be able to get this to you relatively quickly. Now, along with the Phoenix Gate will come the scroll. Now, it's not actually going to be shipped at the same time because we don't yet have the scrolls made. We don't yet have all the information for the scrolls, but Thoth did give direction to Cindy that for everyone who has a Phoenix Gate, you should also have a scroll. The scroll is going to contain the information of the 9 flames of illumination. While the Phoenix Gate will be mounted on a wall or positioned somewhat vertically, but on the eastern wall in the morning, the western wall in the evening for sunrise and sunset respectively, the scroll can do the same thing. It can be hung on the wall, on the east wall for the morning, on the west wall for the evening, or it can just stay on the east wall. We'll get more instructions for that. And of course, we still need to get instructions for how to actually use the Phoenix Gate with the 9 flames of illumination. So all of that information will be coming in the next few weeks, and I will get it to you as soon as we receive it. But give us a call if you are interested in receiving the Phoenix Gate so that we know where to ship it and make sure that we have one reserved for you for when we receive it. Okay. Let us review now the Expedition to the Source and the Journey back into Creation through Lesson 3 of the Holy Season course from last December. Thoth started it giving a basic concept of how creation emerges and then returns to the source and what represents those processes and the terms that he uses to describe them. He said, knowledge emerges from the source. The journey of the seeds is the journey from the source into creation. The golden form. Creation. Fullness realizing within its nature boundaries. Creation is the expansion of fullness into boundaries. Expansion into boundaries. Infinite, boundless source journeys into finite material form. This is the golden form. The value of fullness of the source entering into creation. Golden form is the expression of this process of creation. 81 seeds, one becoming 81. 81 seeds of all forms of expression. 1 to 81 This is the journey into creation. This is the golden form. Now let me interject there. Remember from a few lectures ago, we read what Thoth said about the seeds. He said that each seed is responsible for the creation of legions of galaxies, suns, moons. So each seed of the 81 seeds, each one creates many, many things throughout all of creation. So 1 to 81, this is the journey into creation, and this is the golden form. Then Thoth continued, 81 to 108. This is the return. So remember, it's not 81 to 1, it's 81 to 108. This is the return. The call of return is sounded by the crown band. 10,000 drums sound, waking the boundaries. Boundaries hear the sound of the empty value. 10,000 drums awaken, resulting in inquiry into the empty traces. This is the expedition to the boundless. The expedition begins through the sound of the empty. Expedition to the source. Realization of the golden form. The story of creation is revealed through the golden form and the crown band. 1 to 81 and return to 108. So there, our technique, keep in mind, is still seed 1 to 81 is the journey into creation. Seed 81 back down to 1 is the expedition to the source. That doesn't change. Those are the two techniques, the two sequences that Thoth gave us in this lesson 3. But it is important to understand in the process of creation what Thoth is describing. 1 to 81, this is the journey into creation. But the return, the expedition to the source, is 81 to 108. And he talks more about this as he goes on in lesson 3. He said, each seed, and this is talking about the importance of transformations, each seed is a nexus for realization of the source. Each seed enlivens a value of transformation, mastery of transformations through performance, practice through repetition. Mastery accumulates. Seeds are traces of emptiness which fullness has located within itself. Out of the tumbles, form emerges. Form surrounds the traces of emptiness. Transformation is required for each trace of emptiness to regain its memory of fullness. Transformations bring about awakening of memory within the boundaries. Transformations develop holy vision. Let me interject there again. The information that Thoth gave us in lesson 3, it was divided into 2 parts, the first day and the second day. The second day presented the 72 transformations associated with 72 of the seeds. 9 of the seeds, seed 1 through seed 9, have no transformations associated with them because they remain uncreated. But then there were transformations from seed 81 down to seed 10, returning back to seed 10. Those transformations are what Thoth is talking about. He says, transformations bring about awakening of memory within the boundaries. Transformations develop holy vision. So these transformations are very important because it's part of the process of life, the function, the goal of life. Remember, months ago, Thoth said the goal of life, the goal of existence is to attain holy vision. So transformations develop holy vision. This is why these sequences are so important. They get us to the goal, holy vision. Now let's continue. Thoth said, elimination of 2 values of fullness, full all, full nil. Return to fullness is realization of 2 values of fullness. This is profound fullness, the value of nil found within infinite fullness. Profound fullness. Acquiring memory is acquiring transformation. Seed by seed, memory is awakened, memory is restored. Each seed presents that which is required to restore memory. Circumstances, events, relationships appear as expressions of opportunity to restore memory. These opportunities may present as obstacles. It may be so. Thus, the nature of the return to fullness is called expedition. Expedition overcomes the obstacles. Let's focus on that for just a minute. So, obstacles. He specifically said circumstances, events, relationships appear as expressions of opportunity to restore memory. Opportunity to restore memory. These opportunities may present as obstacles. So when you have an obstacle, remember what we do. We take the moon wings, we throw the moon wings, let them fly 4 times, and that gives us the information. And Lantos gave us the intent that is best to use. I am the way. Each time you let fly the moon wings, I am the way. I am the way. I am the way. So we use I am the way, and we let fly the moon wings. It selects the seed. That presents us with a transformation. The opportunity, the obstacle, the challenge presents us with an opportunity. The transformation is the opportunity. So we we master the transformation. How do we do it? By enlivening that particular seed. So the seed tells us, the seed that is selected by the moon wings, that gives us the information of what transformation we are going to master, or at least temporarily master at that particular moment through the enlivenment of the seed. That is just one seed at a time doing it that way, but each obstacle gives you that opportunity. Maybe you don't always have time to do an entire expedition to the source or an entire journey into creation. Those techniques may take too much time for you, but when you have an obstacle, let fly the moon wings. It will give you a seed, and that gives you an opportunity to master that transformation. This is what he's talking about. These opportunities may present as obstacles. It may be so. Thus, the nature of return to fullness is called expedition. Expedition overcomes the obstacles. He continues, the process of the source emerging into creation is called journey. Journey of the source, effortless in nature. Tumbling into creation is an effortless process. The process of return is called expedition by reason of obstacles. Expedition back to the infinite value of the source. So that's important to understand. The nature of obstacles is simply another opportunity. Obstacles present opportunities for mastery of transformations. Remember, let's review the most important points of that part of Lesson 3. Thoth said, transformations bring about awakening of memory within the boundaries. Transformations develop holy vision. This is why the transformations are so important. They develop holy vision. The development of holy vision is the purpose of life. So this is what we want to accomplish. Then, Thoth also said, seed by seed, memory is awakened. Memory is restored. Each seed presents that which is required to restore memory. So the restoration of memory, transformations restore memory. Each seed presents that which is required to restore memory. And Thoth said, each seed enlivens a value of transformation. Mastery of transformations through performance. Practice through repetition. Mastery accumulates. So doing this every day, every single day, mastery accumulates. It is practice through repetition. This is the importance of enlivening these transformations. Okay, at that point, Thoth returned to his story. He returned to the story of the Monkey King, and he spoke more about it, giving more details. He said, the story of expedition of the monkey begins with the first 9 seeds. These 9 offer description of the uncreated source. The sequence is this. first 9 seeds emerge in the early chapters of the story. In the following chapters, 72 transformations emerge, beginning with the 81st seed. So remember what I said, the first 9 seeds don't actually have transformations associated with them. You still enliven them, they still have the seed phrases. It's just that their transformations are uncreated. The other 72 transformations are represented in seeds 81 down through seed 10. Thoth said, following the first 9 seeds, the story continues with seed 81, moving in the direction of the source, from 81st to 80th, and from 80th to 79th, and on like this, transformation after transformation. A brief exposition describes each transformation. An obstacle appears. A transformation of the seed is applied to overcome the obstacle and proceed along the way. Seed by seed, the travelers face challenges, and bold monkey, great warrior monkey, capable of overcoming obstacles, leads the team onwards towards the goal of Shangri-La. Mastering 72 transformations, the travelers reach completion of the expedition at the location of seed number 10. This, he said a few things and then continued, this is the seed of Shangri-La, the attainment to the goal which resides at the junction between form and non-form. This seed is the awakening of full, through holy vision, the realization of profound fullness. Seed 10 is the junction of 108. Because of form, the 8 exists. 10 and the 8. And there it is. The process of creation portrayed through the story of the Monkey King's expedition to Shangri-La. So he spoke a lot about the Monkey King story in Lesson 2, and then he returned to it again in Lesson 3. And he mentioned he spoke at length about the 72 transformations and how the return, the expedition to the source, goes from 81, not down to 1, but 81 to 108, because the transformations lead you to seed 10. 10, 10, and 8. Then, on the next day, Thoth gave us the 72 transformations. So you can see on the screen next to you the handout that you received during the course in December with the 72 transformations. So these transformations are listed by seed order, starting with seed 81, going down to seed 10. And it gives what each transformation is associated with each seed. This gives you an idea if there's a transformation that you particularly like, passing through solid material, for example, or traveling through space. Then you know which seed you want to enliven, which transformation you want to master. At the end of presenting all 72 of those transformations, Thoth said this: all is full. All is full. All transformations of full. Golden Ring completes the expedition to the source with knowledge, enlivenment of the source through all values of transformation. Knowledge grants the final stroke of illumination. This is the Golden Ring. Profound fullness is achieved. So that was the ending of Lesson 3. Another handout that you received in Lesson 3 simply gave you the seed words, the seed phrases, the phrases you use to enliven each seed when you spin the way of the song. And this goes from seed 1 all the way through seed 81. And depending upon which technique you're using, you either start at seed 1 or you start at seed 81. So starting at seed 1, going through 81 is the journey into creation. Starting with seed 81, going back to seed 1, is the expedition to the source. Now, both of those are going to be immensely beneficial for you. You can do either one. You can do both of them. One instruction that Lantos did give us a year ago for someone who is going to have the great opportunity to actually spend the night inside the Great Pyramid of Giza was for that individual to begin with the expedition to the source, So that's seed 81 going down to seed 1. And then wait just a little while. Be restful, don't be active. And then enliven the journey into creation. Do seed 1 all the way through 81. So that was one particular setting where Lantos gave an instruction on doing both of these and the order in which to do them. But he did not say that was the only way to do it. So if you want to start with the journey into creation, 1 to 81, and then do the expedition to the source, 81 to 1, you should be able to do that. And of course, if you want to do just one of them, you can do just one of them, but you probably want to alternate so that you get both benefits. Instead of only doing the expedition to the source, you should sometimes do the journey into creation as well, and vice versa. Okay. Now, about a week later, Cindy asked Lantos some information about how to use the different rings, and Lantos spoke about the sequences and the rings and their effects. He said each ring, so this is the wooden ring of the elements, the rose ring, and the golden ring of Thoth that he's talking about. He said each ring contains a sequence code of the seeds. Each ring identifies a particular sequence of creation, enlivening totality. Each ring leads to fullness. Fullness by way of a particular path. Each path leads to fullness. The ring of elements contains the sequence code for the elemental aspects of existence. When enlivened through initial rotations, the values of elements are purified within the physical form. The rose ring contains the sequence code for purification of the family line. The golden ring contains the sequence to reveal the highest expressions on the material plane of existence. All glory is received through the sequence code of the golden ring. Through each path, holy vision is attained. Each path leads to fullness, realization of profound fullness. So all 4 sequences are important. Over the last week, we have reviewed the elemental sequence, the family line sequence, and now the journey into creation and the expedition to the source. 4 different sequences, each one important. Each path leads to fullness, realization of profound fullness. And remember, the elemental sequence, using the wooden ring of the elements, has a significant effect on your physical well-being, because it purifies the physical structure of your body, the cellular structure, restoring memory, purifying the residue that gets deposited within your body from past actions that you have taken. The rose ring, the family line sequence, this one purifies the family line. So actions of your ancestors as well as your currently living family members, these actions, if they're negative, actually have an impact on you. They can have an impact on your health, but they can also present as obstacles in your life. By enlivening the family line sequence, you purify those obstacles. You eliminate those obstacles. And now we have the 2 sequences involving the Golden Ring of Thoth, the journey into creation and the expedition to the source. So I know that many of you have been enlivening these various sequences on a regular basis. If you haven't been, I hope that these 3 lectures we've done over the last week will inspire you to at least do one of these sequences each week. If you can do one each day, that's great. If you can do more, that's even greater. But at least do one of these sequences each week and cycle through them so you get the benefit of all of the sequences. It's important not to leave one of them behind. You want to make sure that you get all of the benefits from all of the sequences. And as I said when we started this process of reviewing the Holy Season course, it is a safe bet that these sequences are going to be relevant when we get the Phoenix Gate in the next couple of weeks, in the next few weeks. When we get the Phoenix Gate and we get the instructions from Lantos or from Thoth about how to use the Phoenix Gate, it is a safe bet that it will be useful in these various sequences that we have just relearned from the Holy Season course. Okay, everyone, remember, if you're interested in the Phoenix Gate, give us a call at the office. Make sure that we know that you're interested so that we can reserve one for you. They're $300 for the introductory price, and we should be able to have them in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'll keep you posted on their availability and when we expect to receive them. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining me today, and have a great week.